What's up guys, welcome back to the Car Guy YouTube channel and welcome to my first ever POV video on my 2015 VW Polo Comfort Line in the middle of nowhere. But I will be driving the Franshoek Pass, which is on that side. And this is my 2015 VW Polo Comfort Line, my first ever car that I bought maybe like a year ago. And not instantly, but over time I actually modified this car. As you guys can see, the car is lowered. It has, front lip, which I paid like 500 rand for. It has the side skirts, which I paid 1,200 rand for. I darker tint, I also paid like 1,000 rand or something. And also a power flow exhaust, which I paid 3,000 rand for, and also an aftermarket boot spoiler. But so far I've invested about 15,000 rand to make the car look the way it looks, and also to make the car sound the way it sounds. So yeah, without wasting time, let's enjoy this POV video of this 2015 VW Polo Comfort Line on this twisty road of this Franshoek Pass. So yeah, without further ado, let's do this guys. My first ever POV video on my own car. Okay, let me just turn my steering wheel. Alright, so I have 130 kilometers and hopefully the camera angle is good enough for you guys to see the proper POV view. Alrighty, so let's make sure it's clean. The new Ford Ranger bakkie. Okay, it is clean for us to go. Alright. Yeah, so one thing that I will say first and foremost, I don't regret putting a power flow exhaust on this car because and by the way guys, I am putting on my seatbelt. I can't get enough of the sound of this car. And so far the motor is stock standard. I won't do any modifications mechanically on this car. So if I want a quicker car, I will rather buy a Polo GTI. The 5th generation Polo, which is this car, is the first Polo to come out with a 7-speed DSG gearbox. So basically the Polo goes up against something like a Opel Corsa, a Renault Clio, a Kia Rio, as well as a Hyundai i20, and the Polo has the biggest boot out of all those cars. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, which car will you buy between the Polo, the Opel Corsa, the Ford Fiesta, the Kia Rio, the Hyundai i20. Let me know in the comments. But I have to say, the build quality of these cars are quite good. I think the Polo has the best build quality out of all those cars. And honestly, I mean, this is a 10-year-old car, and I have heard a few rattles in the cabin. So that's all due to, the wear and tear of the vehicle over the 10-year period. So I will be putting down my foot as I'm driving this mountain road with no barriers. VW claims a fuel consumption on this car of 4.9 liters per 100 kilometers. And I think that the TSI is one of the most, not reliable cars, but one of the most fuel efficient cars that you can buy, no doubt. So they claim 4.9 liters per 100 kilometers, and the lowest I got in this car is just, you guys won't believe, just under 4 liters per 100 kilometers on a straight road. And on a full tank of fuel, VW claim you can get about 918 kilometers of fuel range. And just to put it into perspective, if you drive from Paul to Johannesburg, it's about 1,300 kilometers. If you guys didn't watch that video where we drove to Johannesburg with this car, we fill up in Paul and we almost drove to Johannesburg on one tank of fuel, which is insane. And that's obviously before I put a power flow exhaust in this car. I didn't want to change the exhaust before driving to Johannesburg. This road is super dangerous. I mean, you can check here, this is the only barrier this one right here, and also yeah, this little barrier right here. Insane. One of the best roads you can drive. So yeah, these cars are super light on fuel, and it cost about 1,000 rand for me to fill up this car at the current fuel price. So I'm gonna try and put my foot down quickly. Hopefully you guys can hear how the car sounds with the power flow exhaust. I'm trying not to talk too much, because on a road like this you need to be focused and your brakes need to work. That's another thing. You can't drive on a road like this with no barriers and no brakes. That's a must. Honestly, I have to say, this car feels quicker than it actually is, and I think that's due to the turbo. A lot of people say when you buy a car like this, you need to change the cam belt. And when I took this car for service just yesterday, they said that, you know, the cam belt in this car can last for the next service on maybe like on 150,000 kilometers. And I know there's a video, shout out to Mumbo Repairs, there's a short video on YouTube. We explained that when you have a car like this, you need to make sure that they check the water level thingy. Just want to show you guys. Yeah, you need to make sure that they check this thing, because sometimes it shows that the water level is level, but then it's actually misleading. So that's another thing I learned from Mumbo Repairs. Shout out to Mumbo Repairs for that advice. Also, to answer the question on whether the power flow exhaust consumes more fuel on the car, honestly guys, I haven't really seen any difference in the fuel consumption with the power flow exhaust. Obviously it depends on how you drive. Sometimes I try to drive this car to hear the sound of the car, but overall with the power flow exhaust, this car doesn't really consume more fuel unless you try to drive like a hooligan. And you get guys with Polo TSIs that think that they drive GTIs just because they have a power flow exhaust. And like I said, if I want a quicker car, I'll rather buy a quicker car instead of trying to stage. Oh my word, there's a cross sign. Yeah, I'll rather buy a quicker car instead of trying to stage 1 or stage 2 a Polo 1.2. You know, some people do it, but that's not something I will do. So for the most part, I'm driving uphill at the moment. And hopefully you guys can hear how the car sounds. Downshifting. I think, to give you guys advice, if you want to hear the sound of the car in this video, watch the video with earphones. That's the best advice I can give you guys. If you properly want to hear the sound of this car, because when I drive on the highway, the sound inside of the cabin of the car is quite loud with the power flow exhaust. And also, to answer another question, how does the car drive with the coilovers. Obviously the car sits lower to the ground, so it's more stable, and also the ride comfortability is way better. Okay, so we are officially driving downhill. Actually, I just want to pause this video quickly to take a few thumbnail pictures. Okay, so we are back on the road. Okay, it's safe. It's a bit windy, but we are back on the road. Hey, Polo GTI. Hi. Government officials. I seen in one of my previous videos, when I did the GTI video, the government usually buy Polo GTIs with no sunroof. That particular Polo GTI had no sunroof. So yeah, let me just try and put my foot down. Third gear. So guys, whenever I don't speak, that's when I really focus. Yeah, so this is one of the best roads you can drive, apart from Chapman's Peak in Cape Town, the Twisty in Paul, because this is legit a twisty mountain road in Franshoek. Downshifting, 4th gear. Third gear. You guys can see the car showing in which gear I'm driving. I can feel the way the car grips with these Falcon tires. There's no body roll because the car sits lower to the ground. Put my foot down. It's really a joy to drive this car, especially the fact that it's modified and it has a power flow exhaust. It honestly gives the car more character. When this Polo came out back in 2015, VW listed the Comfort line at 261,000 Rand. And also they listed the Trendline at 230,000 Rand. And the new Polo Vivos are way less equipped than this particular car, and it costs way more money. So that's why I will personally buy a second-hand TSI instead of a brand new Polo Vivo. With the rear manual windows, I still don't get why VW put manual windows in a car that cost over 250,000 Rand. When I see people walking here in Franshoek, don't these people have jobs? Because I used to work at an accounting firm for 2 years, and you're clocking 8 o'clock, get to work at 8, and you leave at 5. You never get to see places like these, you know, like Franshoek, Stellenbosch, you know, during the day, always weekends. Yo, BMW X6 M50D. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy the POV video so far. I will try and get my brother's GTI for a POV video. Yo. Yeah, this is one beautiful place. The new 2 Series 220D. But yeah, I think this is where I'm gonna end the POV drive. I just wanna get to this garage because I need to put in fuel. I have 100 kilometers of fuel range left, and I think here's a garage. I usually go to engine because I get points. If you one of those people that use the card for points, let me know in the comments. Yeah. And with this car, I always need to go sideways over anything. I'm actually gonna park here. Just make a U-turn. Don't know if you guys can hear the car. Yo, that's one thing I can't get enough of. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's POV video from Car Guy with my 2015 VW Polo Comfort Line TSI. Obviously on the post that I made on YouTube, you guys said that you want to see a night drive as well, so I will be doing a night drive. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like the video, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.